Hello my friends, I am G Hondo and welcome back to our Let's Play of OpenTTD with mods. This is episode 9. At the beginning of episode 8, things were going pretty well. We started chipping away at the debt. We actually got down at one point to just below 900, only to promptly find that this oil route, who has already disappointed us once over here with an emptying oil industry, has once again failed us. And this one has failed and disappeared, forcing me to build another very long road down to this oil rig over here, or oil well, I'm sorry. So that is highly disappointing. Now, since this actual rig has completely vanished, I can now go back and reset, if I can find the depot, I can reset the vehicles to no longer try to go down to it. Originally I left them on just not set to full load, but at least to actually go to it, just in case they could pick up something from it. But anyway, now that is no longer the case, so they should be only going to Nant Hill Woods. So I can get rid of the Quarrington from all of them. Highly disappointing, and what's worse is this Nant Hill Woods has very low production, which means it's probably going to do the same thing fairly soon, which is definitely not good. But anyway, there's not much we can do about that. Get rid of Quarrington, yes, and get rid of Quarrington, yes. Okay, so that's them's done, and we can get back into it. Should keep an eye on this. With only 24, the other one got to 18 and announced it was shutting down. So if this is the normal pattern, then this will not last long. So, but we'll have to wait and see. In the meantime, I'm going to try to continue chipping down at the debt here, and we'll see what we can do. The other oil, the one that's been running just fine all along, is almost done, which is nice. So that oil route, at least, is not disappointing me. It's only this oil route here that's disappointing me. So, well, like I said, there's not much we can do about it. It is a finite resource. It's not like a forest where they can replant trees and if you give it long enough. Although apparently you can find more oil in an existing field because that just went up. So maybe this will be okay after all. It's hard to say. Mine is not to reason why. Anyway. There we go. So we'll start chipping away once again. And it just went right back down. So clearly these things just jump up and down as they see fit, and they don't in the slightest measure care about what's going on around them. So who knows? But anyway. Let's go to the better refinery, where things are actually happening in a good manner. Because this one is almost done. So we'll get to see the last few loads come in. That's fantastic. And there it goes. That one is complete. So we'll see what the next one is. I've left these on the screen here in case you don't remember from last episode. Those are for this mission here. Fort Bedminster is the actual mission, and Trunnell is the closest city with another bank, because valuables just go between banks. So that's the reason those are there. I've been watching to see if this city here, Great Prawnstow, will ever build a bank. It might at some point, but so far it still hasn't. And if it ever does, though, in the next 15 years or so, then that will be an easy route to connect. Anyway, in the meantime, we have a new mission to this steel mill, which apparently we already have connected over here somewhere. Way over here somewhere. Wow, that's a long way to this mine. So we are already bringing iron over, so that's a duplicate mission. And at this point, I'm actually not too upset about that because we really don't have the money to put in a completely new infrastructure at this time. So I'm actually completely okay with it choosing a duplicate. Normally, though, that really annoys me, but in this case, I think I'm okay with it. This will let us continue to try to chip away at these dreadful, dreadful loans. So, yep, that's okay. As usual, we have the ones on very long routes don't always make it to the destination in the same year, so sometimes they'll show a negative profit for the year. That's totally okay. I don't mind that. Well, I don't like it, but there's nothing I can do about it, so same thing. Sometimes being okay with a thing and not liking it have to be the same thing, sadly enough. But anyway. But this will take a very long time to complete, hauling 8 iron per truck. And it's about 3/4 of a year for that trip, if I remember correctly. So it will be a very, very slow one to complete. But that's okay. It'll get there. Probably this grain will be the next one to finish, I think. But we'll have to wait and see. There we go. Chipping away again. So we're getting there. All we can do is slow and steady. Actually, what I could do, I'm just going to put the speed down to normal for a minute. For this here, first I just want to recheck and make sure I haven't missed a closer bank anywhere. No, I definitely haven't. There's another one over here, but I mean, that's pretty much the same, so no big deal there. I just want to get an idea, approximately, of just how expensive this is going to be. So I'm going to build this using the shift click, so it just does an estimate without actually trying to build it. It'll be somewhere around here, give or take. About 70,000 to get to there, and then approximately 20. So we're looking at about a good 100 grand just to build the road, and then of course I'll need some stations and actual vehicles and what have you. So this is why I would really like this place here to build a bank. That would be very helpful. Because definitely I don't want to invest 100 grand into this route, because that's going to take a long, long, long time to turn a profit. On the upside, though, these don't, unless the city rebuilds its location, which is the only way you could lose access to a bank, these are continuous. It's not like a forest or an oil well or something that can eventually run dry. These are continuous. So it's a huge investment, but it would last the entire game. So, I mean, I guess it will eventually be worth doing, but I really want to do it without taking out a pile of loans. Really don't want to take out 5 more loans just to build the road. So let's go ahead and put the speed back up. And let's go have a look at our grain coming into the factory here. I am pretty sure that's going to be the next one to finish, although it's going to still be quite a while yet. But still, it's making progress, so let's get this back up here. I'll move this a little bit so we can actually see the vehicles coming in, which is nice. And we're just about into 1820, so we're making good progress. Despite the low technology of the time, we're making pretty good progress. Just getting through it, so this is good. Nothing wrong with that. Excuse me. And hopefully 1820. I kind of assume new vehicles, at least early on, will be coming at generally round year numbers. I know late, like, in the late 1900s and early 2000s, they come, pretty much whenever, but I'm kind of guessing that new vehicles will be available kind of roundish numbers like 1820 or 1825 or something like that. At least that's what I'm hoping. I would really like to see new vehicles come up. That would definitely be good. However, I am not seeing any sign of that, so apparently 1820 will not be that time. Well, there's still hope for 1825, I guess. And in the meantime, we just continue to chip away at our missions, chip away at the iceberg of debt, and yeah, see how we do. So that will be good. Meantime, I guess we can look at our opponent AIs. This one I'm assuming, yeah, it has nothing to do, because this one only does trains, so it's unfortunate, but this one here is probably not going to do anything. In fact, they're probably just going to go bankrupt on interest. But the other one is supposed to be able to use vehicles, so... but apparently has chosen not to. Okay, so these AI are just as bad as the ones I was using last time. Or at least they are in this time period. I guess if I started the game at a later date where there's more vehicles available, maybe they'd actually put up some competition, but that's okay. Maybe we'll just restart the AIs in a later time period, like when we get into the 1900s or something, so there are other vehicles available. We can restart those AIs and see if they'll then try to actually contribute to the game in some way. That's so many vehicles. Anyway. So many vehicles that have such long trips and not making any money every year. Seeing a lot of forests and sawhills being created. And a lot of oil wells, a couple oil wells have been shut down, so clearly we're going the way of the tree in this map. Anyway, I'm okay with that. Trees are good. Oh, new oil. That's good. If I actually see a Fraudingbury one come up, that would be very good. So I mean, it'll be really close to here, but I can't imagine I will. Oh, that's okay. Well, the maximum loan amount has certainly jumped. I have no intention of taking out loans anywhere near that amount, but it is quite a a lot of money for 1820. Well, even the 960 we have now, this alone is a lot of money. But anyway, it's even a lot of money now, let alone in 1820 when dollars were actually worth something. But although I'm in euros, and euros didn't exist back then, but anyway, that's okay. There we go, chipped away a little tiny bit more. This is good. Might just get this back down to 9 even yet, which means we'll have paid off all the infrastructure, all those roads I had to build to get the oil flowing again. It's highly upsetting. Anyway. To lose another sawmill. We're already halfway to the chipping away the next piece. So we are certainly making slow but steady progress, so I'm happy with that as long as we don't get wrecked by industry closures. We are on a good path here. It's slow, it's very slow, but it is going in the right direction, even if it is uphill in a stiff wind. And we are shaped like a sail. We are making progress at least. Anyway. Welcome to 1821. So 1820 was another pretty good year. We chipped away some more debt. Nothing wrong with that. And at this rate, I'm pretty sure we'll be able to chip away another one probably somewhere around April, is my current guess. But that is just a guess. Do not hold me to that, please. Thank you very much. Yeah, that's all this time, that's only made 1%. That is going to be that iron on that very long trip. It's going to be there a long time. It'll probably be there long enough that we'll actually get access to rails, and then I can actually rebuild it as a rail and actually make progress on it. That's the way it certainly seems, anyway. Okay, great. Maybe my original estimate might have been a little optimistic. I think this is going to be more like August or September range, actually. Because we're certainly not doing as well this year as previous years, so. At least not yet, anyway. It's probably we've had a bunch where the long trips were coming in and they just aren't coming in for this year, maybe. I'm not sure, but either way. Either way though, folks, I'm noticing that we are at the 20-minute mark, so at this point I'm going to call that an episode. So until next time, please stay calm, and I hope you'll come and chill with me again in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye now.